Oh, very American now. Zoom has gone American. Sorry if anyone's from America on this watching my accent then. I am not very good at it. But hello everyone and welcome to another one of our fabulous interview with the artists, because we have two for you today. So this week we're going to be revisiting a couple of amazing artists who we spoke to earlier this month, Haz and Gabz. Now Haz was poorly when we did the last interview, so we were like, no, we want you on here. Happy to say he's feeling much better now. And also for some reason, I don't know what happened. You know what I'm like with tech by now, everyone in this group. It went a bit Pete-tong, and for some reason it wouldn't save properly to the group. So because it hasn't saved properly to the group, I'm not sure if lots of you have got to see it or not. So I was like, right, I need to get you two back so that the group can see and hear from you both. So we've got them back on today for you guys, and we're going to be able to then share this, and I'm recording, so it will definitely, there will be some way of getting this onto this group today. And what I've done though is I've rejigged the questions a little bit as well. So if you were on last time, we've got slightly different questions, so it still will be a huge benefit to you. And we're doing these weekly, guys, so that you can hear from lots of different people who are kind of where you want to be. So these are really established resin artists who have established a really successful business as well, but who have a bright future ahead and still loads of room to grow as well. So they're going to be sharing lots of like kind of snippets into their world. And if they can do it, I just want you all to know that you can do it as well. So please, everyone, give a big, huge warm welcome to the incredible Gabz and Haz. Hi, guys.
Hello. How are you doing, Kaz?
Oh, I love it. I love it. Haz, Gabz, Kaz. Like, without a Z on the end or a Z, you're out.
So, I know. If our resin business fails, we can just start a band together.
Oh my God, yes. I'll be the DJ. I'll play like the tunes in the background. Maybe do the piano. Are you guys any good at singing?
I think it's singing though. I'm not sure everyone will agree.
I'm not so good.
Don't worry if you're watching this. I have DJ'd and played you some music, but I would never ever sing to you. Don't worry. Like, your computer screens aren't going to crack. Nothing's going to, your resin isn't going to crack. You're going to be okay. So can you just remind everyone, guys, like, what's the name of your resin business?
Yeah. So our resin business is called Mercado Alley UK. It's actually more of our brand, and our actual company is called Creative Family Limited. So.
I love that. I love that. We'll go into that maybe a bit later, because it's quite cool actually that you've got the brand side of it for your resin art, but then you have got the family creative as well on there. So that's amazing. So how long ago did you guys start getting into resin, like, and how did it start?
So how long ago has it been now? We started
October last year?
Yeah, like September, October last year.
Yeah.
We were kind of starting to take a look at what is it we could potentially do. I think Gabz was coming out of his last job, and he had massive opportunity in terms of the freedom to say, do you know what, I'm going to do something different this time around. So just one morning we ordered a box of craft resin. It arrived with a couple of molds. We started to play around with it. Obviously, it was nowhere near the quality it is now in terms of what we're doing, but it was lovely, and that's when we started. And we thought, you know what, we could actually make something out of this. And it was the versatility of it. It's kind of like learning to speak a new language. I'd say it was wonderful to learn everything you could do with it, and to take he's the artist, like, right, he did his degree in art, he's visual merchandise 13 years, so he was able to bring so many aspects to what we could actually really do with it.
It just came about to the very good time, basically, where obviously COVID, we were on completely COVID period, lockdown, and obviously we just wanted to do something that was quite creative. And then we just created a business out of it, which is amazing. Never thought we'd be in the situation that we are at the moment, but it's amazing. Yeah,
it's mad how it happens, isn't it? And actually it's quite organic. Like, you get your kit through, you try it out, you maybe make a few mistakes, you learn how to do it better, you then think, hold on, COVID's happening, I can't go to work, I can't do what I normally do, like, actually, could we make it? And it just kind of, I mean, there's a lot of hard work involved and it's not quite that simple.
Yeah.
But it is quite organic, isn't it? It sounds quite organic, that it just kind of happens and it just takes on this kind of world of its own. And I guess when you start anything new, you don't know where it's going to lead.
Yeah.
You don't know what doors it's going to open up. I love that. So we did talk about the story of how you got the brand name last time, but can you just tell us all, because I love hearing about how Mercado Alley started. Like, how did you get that name for it?
Yeah, do you want me to?
Yeah, go.
Yeah. So I guess, to be honest with you, like in the beginning, when we started to think of where would we want to kind of sell our products and what is it that we want to do, we visit markets and stuff a lot together, and kind of like that traditional market, or that you know that souk that you have in the corners of Morocco or Dubai or wherever it is that you go, and you have all these wonderful things that you see that you don't expect, and it's in an alley, in a market alley that you have. And obviously the English name for it is market, and Gabz is South American, so Mercado is the Spanish or South American way of saying it. So we decided to go for Mercado Alley. And the UK piece, to be completely honest with you, we just realized from like a branding perspective that when you brand something as a UK business or a UK product, it actually picks up more abroad. So we've had quite a few sales from Canada and from the US, and I think it is because they kind of, you know, they want their cup of tea from across the pond. So yeah, exactly.
Let us know if you're watching from America or Canada. Do you like a cup of tea from across the pond? I bet you actually, if anyone is watching from over there, I know that when I listen to like the American accent and the Americanisms, like it's really interesting, it's really cool. So maybe you're kind of getting that vibe from our lives as well, and like picking up on our Englishisms and all of the stuff that we kind of say. And yeah, cups of tea. I love it, absolutely love it. These guys live in London. I went to London the other weekend and I had a cups of tea, but it did not have tea in it, guys.
I think I know the place. It's a really good one.
A bit stronger than tea. But it totally looked British. It was lovely. But I get it. Like when you go into those markets and those places, it is like a feast of the senses. It's like you've got all these visual things going on, and all these noises going on, and like hustle and bustle and energy and colors and vibrancy and smells from the food parts and everything. Like it is a feast for the senses. And I guess with resin art, it is a feast for the senses as well, isn't it? Because it's so beautiful and versatile and like so creative. So that really like ties in, doesn't it? And actually I love it, because I think sometimes trying to think of a brand name, you know, if you create resin art and you're creative and you're making things, that's great, you can do that, that's done. But when you're sat back and you're thinking, what do I call it? Like, what do I call my business? It doesn't have to be anything sort of resin related. It can be completely different, but it has a story behind it which people will absolutely love, and definitely share that story of your brand name if you put your brand out there, because people will love that. But it's personalized to you guys as well, like totally personalized. I love it. So thank you for sharing that. I do like to kind of go into branding and stuff, because again, I think it's something that is difficult when you've not done it before or when you haven't gone into it. So, okay, so you guys, like, you're obviously really close and you work together, and then it's your cousin, isn't it, as well? Is your cousin?
My sister,
your sister, sorry, who works with you as well. So that's the Creative Family Limited, isn't it? Because it's in your family. So you guys work with the people, I'd say, closest to you. You couldn't get any closer than your family. And so what tips, or is there anything that you sort of think our listeners would get from kind of how's the best way to work with those closest to you? Like, is there any tips or tricks? Or
I think that I mean, with my sister, for example, I just think you have to find the thing that they like to do the most. Veronica, my sister, obviously she's the admin side. She does the admin side of the business, and she likes to do a lot of filing. She likes to organize things. She likes to keep everything tidy, and obviously this was like the best side for her to take. And she I mean, even with the creative side, she can come up with different ideas and say, actually, you know what, try this. there's a particular type of trend when it comes to like earrings or jewelry boxes or things like that, that she's telling me, you know, have you seen a picture of this? So she's always telling me something new, so to give me a bit more of a what's the word, just to inspiration. Yes, inspiration and that. So I mean, working with her is just amazing. Is really great. And yeah, we collaborate in the best way possible as well, because she does a lot of things that I'm not good at and vice versa. But
I think that's it. It's just finding those people. Like my strengths are different to Gabz's. Gabz is like, so we always say there's only one person who can lead the ship, and that's him. So he tells us which direction we're going in creatively, etc. But then my strengths would come, of course, from like the marketing, analytics, all that stuff in the background, and Veronica's. So I'd say try and find someone who is complementary to whatever it is you do, not someone who clashes with what you're already doing.
Yeah. You guys have got that perfect trio. You couldn't get any more perfect skills to combine together, because that is everything you need for a business. Boom. Right there. I love that. So yeah, like you need people that complement your strengths, so you all complement each other, so you do work, and it's like a jigsaw then, isn't it? But like you say, you'll have those chats, you inspire each other as well, and you can really work together by bringing those different strengths into the mix as well, and finding out different things. Oh, I love that. You guys work so well together, you really do. Like they're creating craft resin courses at the moment, and the three said they're amazing. They are really, really cool, all work together really well. So yeah, it's a pleasure to have you guys kind of working alongside us. It's really cool. So you guys were saying about, I think Gabz last time, you were saying about the kind of the pop-up shops, and you wanted to kind of go into them and branch into them and maybe pop some of your resin art in those places as well. How's that kind of going? Is it still in the planning stage? And how do you even begin with something like that? What are the kind of steps that you have to go through to actually have your resin art in a place?
Sure. Yes, absolutely. Obviously, the best thing that we could do at the beginning was trying to selling it online. I think that right now online takes, I don't know, probably like 80-90% of sales in comparison to actually physical selling. So I think is the best platforms to go for when it comes to knowing what the customer wants out there. Putting it out there, see what's selling, what's the best sellers, and obviously that's kind of, it's giving us an idea with the kind of products that we want to create in order for us to come up with a pop-up shop. And yeah, I mean, we're still on the planning side. We're looking through different areas, the best areas, because although we do make mistakes in some ways, we want to be able to hit the market in a way that's going to be the most successful way right now. So we're looking at different places, hopefully around central London. But yeah, it's coming.
And we've traveled far and wide together as well as a team. Like we just get in the car, we've gone all the way to Windsor, we've gone to towards Cambridge, we've looked in Spitalfields and in Oxford and everywhere. And I think when you're just standing, just take a look at the customers. Do they look like customers that would wear whatever it is you're making, that would be interested in what it is you're selling? And that's where you can decide, for example, between Camden or Spitalfields or going out towards Oxford or Windsor, because it depends on what it is. Like some of our things are very like homey stuff. So for example, setting up in a shopping centre outside John Lewis might be a good idea. If you could have one of those stalls. Or for us, we really want to go towards like Spitalfields and stuff like that as well. So hopefully in a few months, if anyone wants to come find us, fingers crossed, we'll be there. There is a lot of paperwork and stuff, but Google's your best friend in the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah. That's brilliant advice, kind of all of that, because yeah, you need to plan it, and you need to work on that plan for start before. There's no point in rushing into some things, as though you have to have it all into place, because you've got a lot to. Instead of online, you've got a lot to think about. You have got the venues, the location, like you said. You've got like, how many products do you need? What products do you need? What would sell there? What wouldn't? So it's kind of just getting, I think sometimes we can rush into things without doing the planning stage because we're so excited, and it's the boring stage, isn't it? Let's be honest, it's the boring stage. We've got all this stuff, we want to go there, and then we've got this vision and this plan, like let's do it. But actually having that plan step back, you know, in front of you is amazing. And like you guys, like getting out and about there and like seeing the different areas that you like, but actually going to them and being in them as well, because there's no one that knows your brand more than you guys. So you will get that feel for a certain area. You'll love that certain area. And like you say, you'll be able to think of places like there's no point in selling homeware outside of a sports shop, because like the two don't tie in at all. No, people are going in there to buy trainers, not a wall art clock. So it's thinking about all those different aspects to it, isn't it? And that's where you guys are really, really brilliant and cool. And it's thinking about your target market as well, like your ideal customer. Who is your ideal customer? Because then you know where they hang out, then you know what places they live in. Again, there's no point in like selling resin art in a really high-end place if you haven't got high-end resin art. Likewise, the other way around. So it's thinking about all of this, isn't it? And I quite like talking about this at the moment, because we have been very heavily online with everything, haven't we? But things are opening up. So the more things open up, the more potential and chance there might be to get back into face-to-face kind of selling. And that's kind of exciting, isn't it? We need to be talking about that before it comes in, so then everyone's ready when it does come in.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm so excited. I will definitely come and visit. So okay then, so what is your vision for the future of your brand? Like, what's the dream? If everything keeps growing and going forward and nothing can stop you or get in your way, nothing's derailing you, like what would you love to achieve with this brand? Like, how far do you want to take it, and how would that kind of affect your whole life?
Oh my God, this is
The future.
I guess the first thing that kind of drives us to see unlimited potential with craft resin, or with resin. We use craft resin now because it's in our heads, it's the only brand we use, but is that resin sticks to everything, right? There's only very few items that resin can't actually kind of mold with and stay with permanently. And that, I think, is what's most exciting and what led us to not have resin in our actual name, because we've started making things with wood, with metal at the minute. And to be honest with you, like, we want to become a full-on custom homeware brand if things go well. What we're planning to do in about October, November, fingers crossed, if we're vaccinated, if the borders open up, is we're going to travel to Thailand and to Bangkok, and we're probably going to spend a week looking through different manufacturers and wood makers and all this sort of stuff, just to see if we can start to foster some relationships there, to start making, like, you know, the river table resin art and more homeware. And I think we've had one person who wants us to do the splashback in their kitchen and the kitchen top when it comes to summertime as well. She's just renovating her house right now. Flooring, like, would be another amazing thing. When you see there's only one company we've seen in the whole world that currently does flooring, but it requires, I'm sure, so much talent. I mean, imagine not getting dust on the little pieces of resin that we make, and the whole floor is just going to drive me insane. So we need to figure out how to perfect that too. But I think that's where we want to take it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, obviously, to me, it's just basically just to have more connections out there. And I know there's some massive. We consider ourselves a what was the word that we use? A non-chain kind of brand. We like things to be handmade, but at the same time, we do want that sort of exposure to out there. And I know there's a lot of companies, corporations out there that are looking for things that are unique, and they, you know, it's a one-off thing, so get it now kind of thing. So that's where we want to be. And yeah. Hopefully soon.
And I don't think we'll ever be like manufactured as a business. Like there won't be like a proper factory that builds our stuff, etc. We do want to keep the handmade thing. We know that does limit to an extent. So to give you an example, Gabz on Amazon and Prime Day, it's just passed. He literally made, I think we have 10 different styles of earrings, and he made 20 pairs of each earring. Bearing in mind, he only has like 2 molds of each pair of earrings. So he spent days and days of making the same like clear gold leaf and resin earrings and putting them together and packaging them. But he did it. We sent over like 200-300 pairs of earrings to Amazon, and one of them sold out, like completely. All the pairs sold out completely in a day, which was really amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And you know, though, when you're getting them and you're wearing them, you know the love and the care that have gone into that if it is handmade. And actually people can, I mean, not from Amazon, you know, it's handmade and it's lovely from Amazon still, but people can kind of go, oh, I think I froze that. Sorry, everyone. I'm back. So internet connection's unstable. It's Friday, the internet's going. So yeah, so people know that when they come to you, like I could literally come to you and be like, I've got this room, I've got a room, this is a picture of it, like I need something here and here, like what can you do? And your imagination can literally go, yes. It will never get boring, will it? It will never be boring for you. You can do so many different things and really kind of serve people as well, because you can give them exactly what they want. And I think there's real power in that, definitely. In a world where there is a lot of, you go to Oak Furniture Land and everybody's got the same dining room table. You go to there's DFS and everyone's got the same sofa. Like there's actually something special about creating one-off pieces, and that is yours and that is your specific thing, and showing that off as well when people come around to your house. And then there's that kind of marketing for you, I guess, as well, because those one-off pieces, they're going to sell more one-off pieces, because Barbara will come round and see Shelley's table, and then she'll tell Deborah, who will tell whoever, and it just spreads, doesn't it? But then you're the people behind that, and that is just incredible. I love that, I really, really do. And I love that you're always going to keep it. It's always going to be yours. It's always going to be special. It's always going to be, you know, it's better to be oversubscribed, but doing what you love. And actually, if people have to wait, they have to wait. People don't mind waiting for something special. Then, like you say, kind of sold your soul and it's mass produced, and then it kind of loses that touch a bit. So, oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that one. Okay, then. So this might be a tough one. I wouldn't be able to choose, but if you could only make one resin related thing for the rest of your lives, like everything else was taken away from you, you weren't allowed, like what would you make, and why do you love that one piece? Why do you love making that one thing?
I would probably choose what we're selling the most right now. And I do enjoy it a lot. It's basically the serving boards or the cheese boards that I love doing a lot, obviously because they have been a success, and it's just it's very simple to make. It's very, very simple. It's just basically getting the right technique and the best equipment to be able to do things in the best quality as possible. And it just looks absolutely beautiful. It just elevates the whole look of it.
Yeah.
From something so simple. Yeah, I love doing that.
It's on your Instagram quite at the top, isn't it? Let me share my screen and see if I can show everyone, because then if you're visual like me, like it's good to see it. Is this the piece that you mean?
It's a few down.
Or
I think it's the Jamie Oliver serving board.
So you've got them all?
Yes, there it is.
The one.
Let me open that bad boy up. Oh, it's a video, so I love it. I mean, look at that. That is just amazing, isn't it? But like you say, so simple.
Yes.
Look how it transforms like a normal generic board. Like everyone's got a normal generic board in the house, but actually jazzing it up and making it look absolutely incredible. Oh, I love that. Right, but actually, guys, I do also love these, and I love those, and I love those. And while we're on the subject of trays, just all of them, they're just all incredible. And you can just see, guys, the quality of the work that Haz and Gabz create. Like, it's amazing. Like this clock I saw the other day.
Someone's coming to pick it up on Saturday morning, actually. Nice.
Yeah.
How big is it? Are we talking?
I'd say 35 centimeters. Yeah.
Wow. It just looks so elegant. It's just, yeah, it's just amazing. I've popped the information for the guys' Instagram on next to this video. So if you haven't been to see their page before, if you haven't taken a look, like go and have a look, because the work is very, very lovely. And inspiration central. Like, you'll just want to get created loads of beautiful pieces when you see their work. It's just so stunning. So okay then, so to end, what's the biggest piece of advice that you'd like to kind of end this video imparting to our community?
So to be honest, I just need to tell people, like, don't be afraid to explore what makes you feel good. Understand that growing a business is not a linear, or there's no direct correlation between making money and how much effort you put in. It's actually more of a line which stays all the way down here making money and then takes off towards the end. And there isn't really an end. When I say towards the end, we still have good months, we still have bad months where we don't make much, and that's okay. The world is going through a lot right now. You're figuring out exactly what you need to do. I think when things become physical again, and you actually are able to compete in localities instead of competing online against countries and different sellers, etc. Where for even for us, we've sent links to people a few times, and Etsy's shown other people's products. They've ended up buying other people's, and came back to us and say, yeah, we bought your stuff. I'm like, actually you didn't, but it's okay, it's fine. Like, I just did free marketing for another company, but absolutely fine. So just keep the faith, and the business is not for everyone in the same way. Try to find something that's unique to you, and resin is perfect because you don't need to invest a lot to start off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what, Haz, but sorry Gabz, just before that will come back to you. So someone else will direct theirs to their website and it will come through to yours. So it all comes back around, everyone. Sorry Gabz, are you gonna say something as well?
No, I definitely agree, and it's just having a lot of patience as well. Yeah, when it takes off, but just go with it and be creative.
Yeah,
just be creative.
And find someone who has patience as a strength, which is him, not me. I'm just okay with like helping out where I'm needed. Otherwise, I've got my own job to go get stuck into. But he's got a lot of patience and a lot of drive to continue what he's doing.
Yeah. You've got that background though, Gabz, haven't you? You've got that, you know, you've got that art, that creator. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. Like, you've got that side of it. So actually, for you, again, it's the process which is the best part. Whereas you've got the marketing and that side of it, there's a different frustration because you're like, hold on, I need this to do this, and so it's just different worlds in a way, isn't it?
Yes.
Different worlds, but all together. Oh gosh, I love that. Thank you so much for joining us again, for giving up your time for the second time. This is 100% recorded this time on something. So
and just give the viewers, Kaz, just by telling them that the courses that we're doing together. So I know we touched on it, but I think another person who we need to give kudos to is you for supporting us as well, because it's nice to have a company that makes resin that's more than just a button you click. We've actually had someone to talk to interact with, who's supported us by reposting some of our stuff on your Instagram and everything. So we really appreciate that. And I think the courses will be a really good way for people to understand whether or not it's for them. So the first one we're doing together, I think, is going to just help them understand. It's kind of like a driving test or a theory test. Do you want to see if this is for you or not? So it would be a really good course to start off to understand.
Yeah. And exactly. And your one at the moment that you're creating, because there'll be more, but this one is literally, it's the basics. So instead of picking up resin, reading the bottle and the instructions and then just going for it and it all goes wrong because there was something, one little thing that wasn't right and you didn't do and you didn't check it, and well, you didn't know about it, like, this course is going to be for you. So actually you'll waste less resin probably in the long term, because we like you say, we don't want to be just a click a button and then off you go, and you make so many mistakes that you end up hating resin forever because it's tricky to get into. We want to offer that support, and we want these courses and to collaborate with the artists to offer this as well, so you're making less mistakes. But as artists, you'll love that you're imparting that on people as well, because you've made so many mistakes probably. You're like, I just don't want anyone to go through what we went through. Just watch the course, it all will be revealed. So hopefully we'll have some updates for everyone on these courses very, very soon. We're literally getting the final parts of the website created, formulated, done, ticked, ready to go. Before then we'll be launching live, and we're going to do a special preview for all the artists involved first as well. So they're going to get a special viewing, and we might even have to get the bubbly out for that one. I mean, we'll all be in different locations, but we'll Zoom cheers it in. So we're still online. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, and it's an absolute pleasure working with you. In fact, like, for us as a brand as well, it's so nice having this community group, having the artists to work with, because again, if it wasn't for you guys, if it wasn't for seeing what you're making with the resin, if it wasn't for chatting through lots of stuff, I'd literally be sat in an office with a few bottles of resin. Like, it's very inspirational here behind the scenes. There's no creative stuff going on. It's me behind a computer. So actually, you make our lives so much better as well. And you make it really special, because the feedback that you give us, the talking through different problems, just helping people out, like we absolutely love it. So yeah, it's a real joy. And thank you for so much for your time again today, guys. Really appreciate it. So I'm just going to sign off, everyone, but we will be back next week with another fabulous resin artist interview. Maybe one, maybe two, who knows? It's going to be on Friday. We will be announcing it probably about Tuesday evening, so you'll know the time for that one. I think it's going to be about 5:30 in the afternoon this time, so maybe a better time for more people to get on live, but they will all be available in the guides section of this group as well. So if you have missed it live, they're all available in there. So go back, and if there's any points that you think, oh, that was a cracking one, what was that? Like, go and take notes and make points of all these things. Again, these artists have made the mistakes, they've started the businesses, they're off the ground now, like, they've made the mistakes, so they're teaching you really what not to do or what to do better. So definitely take pointers. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and have a fabulous rest of your Fridays, or whenever you're watching this back. And thank you so much, and take care. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.